I'm gonna rank all the Yakuza games. My opinion. Alright. Yakuza 0. I feel like I'm gonna get shit for this opinion right off the bat. But, honestly, I don't think it's peak. I think it's pretty good, though. Like, it deserves to be pretty high up there. But I spent a lot of time on this game. I have a bunch of hours, and after all them hours, I can see a bunch of shit wrong with it. Honestly, it was pretty alright. It's a good game to start off. It's a pretty good beginning game to start off. Combat's good. Story's really good. I didn't fuck with the two protagonist shit too much, cause like it made the leveling a bit weird. Another thing is the leveling. The leveling is really weird. This is the only Yakuza game to do leveling via money, and that kind of sucks because you kind of need money to buy heals and other items in the game. And I think one plot point is stricken with money or something, or like you need money to fucking buy it or do something with it. But anyway, only Kiryu's side has a good way of making money. Majima's side doesn't really have that good of a money-making thing, so you just kind of have to give Kiryu's money to Majima, which is kind of lame. But once you figure out how to do a bunch of once you figure out how to get a bunch of money, you can essentially just abuse that glitch by just beating Mr. Shakedown a bunch. You'll get a lot of money. Whatever person you're playing, because Mr. Shakedown appears for both. But other than that, it's a pretty good game. Overall, I'd rate it like 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. It's not the best this series has to offer. It's very strong, though. It's a very strong game. Yakuza Kiwami. I don't want to put this higher than 0, but honestly, it is one of my favorite games in the series. I own a poster of this, of this box art, but honestly, I think I'm gonna throw it above 0 in really good tier, if not in peak. I think I'm gonna stick with really good tier, though. But yeah, this game is very fucking good.
The tiger drop that does fucking nothing?
It builds off of what Yakuza 0
The tiger drop that
started
doesn't do shit?
and does a little more with it. I think it's really, really good. Perfect story. A really good adaptation of the first Yakuza game on PS2.
Why isn't my tiger drop doing damage?
I didn't beat it fully because honestly I got stuck. But I didn't do that in this game, so that's something. But more or less, it's more the same. You actually have an XP bar in this game, which is cool. Like, instead of using money to level up, you have an XP bar. And with the way you accumulate skills is, I'm pretty sure, level up. But yeah, combat's more the same. It's Yakuza. Can't fuck up Yakuza combat. Side modes are really fun in this game. Same with Yakuza 0. But yeah, that's Yakuza Kiwami. Yakuza Kiwami 2. Game, what the fuck? I forgot.
We're just gonna have to look this up.
This game uses a new engine. This game does not use the same engine these two games used. They used Ogre. This game uses Dragon, or like a variation of Dragon. It does a lot of things wrong because of new engine change. The beat 'em up combat of the game does get sidelined a little bit. It's more of like an action RPG type game instead of a more like beat 'em up focused game. But they handle it really, really well, in my opinion. This is by far the best Dragon Engine game that I can think of off the top of my head, aside from one other. And they just really learned something with this new engine, and combat's really good. A lot of the side modes get reworked because of the new engine, and they're fun. They're really fun. The karaoke changes. It's no longer like you do the thing with the buttons on the line. It's now like you got like it's different, but a welcome change, and it feels a lot more natural because the scroll speed doesn't change, which I like. Yakuza 3 Remastered. This game, I've heard the originals are way better because I only played the remaster trilogy. I probably should go back and play the actual originals on PS3, but from what I experienced from Yakuza 3 Remastered, I didn't have the best time with it. Because I was during this phase where I would play every game on the hardest difficulty. I played Yakuza 0, Kiwami, and Kiwami 2 all on the hardest difficulty, and I didn't have too much of an issue. I didn't have too much of a problem because those games are pretty fun on hard. This game isn't. This game, the way this game does difficulty fucking sucks. I don't like it. They make the enemies super fucking spongy for no reason, and they make you like take way more damage. So you die, the enemies don't. That really fucks up the gameplay of this game because it's one of the first Ogre Engine games. The remaster definitely did do it work to clean it up around, but honestly, I think it's the worst Yakuza game. If not the worst, pretty bad. I would not recommend this Yakuza game to anyone. It's got a good story. Probably one of the best characterizations of Kiryu, because he actually gets to do shit. And this is the beginning of his arc with the orphanage. It's one of my favorite characters. But the gameplay just sucks so bad. It's so clunky, slow. Combat doesn't flow well. It's not fun to play. Yakuza 4 Remastered, since it's the same engine as 3 but just a little tinkered up, it's like, it's a pretty okay gameplay game, but story-wise, this is probably one of the better stories of the Yakuza series. Honestly, there were many good parts, and the multiple characters do carry it. I love Tanimura's gameplay. He was the first character that I saw had a parry mechanic like that, and honestly, he was really, really fun, but the game probably wasn't as good as 0 was, so I'm just gonna throw it in good tier. I feel like that's a good place for 4. This game sucks. Yakuza 5 Remastered. This game was more of 4 with the playable characters. You just got more of them. And the story was really cool. I loved the side game modes in this game. The taxi driving game mode was really cool. It's sad that they never brought it back, but I get it because of plot reasons. But I think this game goes above Yakuza 4. Kurohyo. The English patch for this game came out just a couple of years ago, and with that I was able to play most of it. When you just get into Kurohyo, it's a pretty rough game because it's nothing like any other Yakuza game up until this point. If I could compare it to any Yakuza game, I'd compare it to the PS2 Yakuza 1 and 2. Because the overworld is just that. I don't know what engine they use for this game's combat. I've heard whispers that they built this game off of Yakuza 4. I don't know if I believe that, but this game's combat is really interesting. And I like it. Some people might not, but I think it's pretty good. I think it's really good. Kurohyo 2 I haven't beaten this one, but I've gotten far enough into the game to assess the gameplay of it. It's not what you'd expect from a sequel to Kurohyo, because they change a lot of things. They change how like the tired system works, or how certain attacks behave. They changed the parry button to circle for some reason. When I beat this game, I probably won't replay it. It wasn't a fun. It's not a fun game to play, and I'm not looking forward to playing it again. But I was editing this video, and I thought about it a little bit, and what I said about Kurohyo, I didn't really agree with, so I'm re-recording that part. Kurohyo 2 is a pretty alright game. It changes a lot of things from 1 to be inherently maybe worse. But there's a lot more that it changes to be seen in a better light. Because while I was getting the gameplay footage for this game, I was playing 1 and I realized how much 1 lost from 2, you know, because they added so much shit in 2. Especially in the battle system, right? As I said, there's a whole mechanic where you get tired a lot more easily and shit. But I think that's pretty minimal because, well, you kill shit fast in this game. But the game does let you do a ton of other shit instead of just mashing punch. Because you can, like, grab shit, throw people into shit. And that shit reacts to, the things you threw people into. It's pretty cool. The styles, the way they did styles in this game, they're a bit weird. You see here I have all the styles. I mainly only use these two at the bottom because you get them for beating or having clear data of Kurohyo 1. And they're at max level and they give you no bad attributes like stamina minus 30 or grab speed minus 3. But they're pretty balanced. One of them gives you a ton more stamina. So that's super useful for if you just want to mash. Yeah, this gives you a ton more stamina. But this game's pretty cool. I'll probably replay it, still using the styles that I have. But yeah, Yakuza 6, the first Dragon Engine game that they made. They made a new engine for this game, and I'm pretty sure it was the first Yakuza game on PS4, not counting the original version of Ishin. But this game uses Dragon Engine. It's the one that Kiwami 2 uses. Since it's the first variant of Dragon Engine, it's pretty rough around the edges. There's like a couple glitches that happen. Combat feels strange a little bit. I really don't got much to say about Yakuza 6. Not much happens in this game. The story for this one, it's pretty good. But yeah, I think the arc that Kiryu goes through in this game is really cool. The way that this game handled that is super neat. I wouldn't put it in peak. I'd probably put it in really good. The bottom of really good. And then Like a Dragon. When I played Yakuza Like a Dragon, when I played this game for the first time, I was really taken aback because this game is a JRPG. This game is not your usual standard fare for a Yakuza game. This game is weird. There's a lot of problems with it because, you know, Dragon Engine and then JRPG, they kinda don't mesh. But I like how they explained it. I really like the headcanon that every Yakuza game is different because another person just likes a certain genre a lot. Ichiban really liked Dragon Quest as a kid, and that's why he sees all the battles as Dragon Quest fights or JRPG fights, like random encounters. I think that's neat. It explains why the story for Kurohyo is so drastically different style-wise, and the combat is different style-wise from the rest of the Yakuza games where you play as Majima, Kiryu, Tanimura, Akiyama, and Seijima. But yeah, it doesn't explain this game though. I don't know what the fuck happened in Dead Souls. But this game, when I beat it, I thought it was some ass. I thought it was honestly the worst Yakuza game because this game has that JRPG boss syndrome where they make the final boss weak to nothing but one thing, and I didn't know what that one thing was, so kind of blew hella ass. But the rest of the game was really good. I can't hate on it. After taking like a long look at this game, I'd put Like a Dragon above, or no, maybe on the same level as Zero. This game was pretty fucking good. Next game in this series, or next game they made was Judgment. No, Judgment came before this. Well, anyway, Judgment. This game is, you know, spin-off of the Yakuza series. It follows a different guy. Comes after Yakuza 6 in the lore. So play this game after you beat Yakuza 6, and after you beat all the rest of the games, vice versa. But this game does a thing with the Dragon Engine again, and I think the way they do combat in this game is pretty cool. It's got a ton of issues, a lot of tedious minigames, a lot of tedious story events, and the battle system can kind of get overwhelming a little when you're playing on harder difficulties, because I don't think enemies take stun when you hit them in harder difficulties with this game. Either you have to level up your shit way higher. But overall, I'd put it just above the remasters. This game is pretty cool. Lost Judgment fixes everything, every issue that I had with regular Judgment, Lost Judgment fixes. And then it adds like 85 more things to it. This game, in my opinion, is the best Yakuza game that they've made. By far. Like, just straight up the best Yakuza game ever. Better than Zero, better than Like a Dragon, better than Infinite Wealth, for anything I'm concerned. And Infinite Wealth is pretty fucking good. This game, I cannot overstate how fucking amazing Lost Judgment is. And the DLC, where you get to play as Kaito Files, peak. It's more of Lost Judgment. How can you hate that? The moveset for Kaito is pretty limiting, but he works well. It's Lost Judgment. It's like the perfect recipe. Like a Dragon Gaiden, this game is pretty, like, it's pretty good gameplay wise. It's a very short game, like 30 hours, 20 hours maybe if you're speedrunning, or like trying to rush through the story. But this game, it's supposed to explain why Kiryu is there. This game is explaining where he went after 6. And I love games like that. I love side story games that explain shit. I play Kingdom Hearts for God's sake, dude. But albeit how short this game was and how limiting the content was, I thought it was pretty good. I'd probably put it just above Judgment. It was a fun game. I didn't like the shoehorned in secret agent style too much. I only really used it for like the spidey web and the cigarette explodey stuff because it was a very clunky style, but you know, it was fun. Infinite Wealth. This game is so peak. This game is the best mainline Yakuza game by far. I'm gonna just put it up there. This game, for you to like Infinite Wealth, you're going to definitely need to actually play the rest of the Yakuza games. Every game from 0 to 6. You're gonna need to play all those for Infinite Wealth to make sense. Because half of the game follows Kurohyo, and half of the shit's like reminiscing on memories that he's had throughout the game. And that gets elevated when you've actually played the games he's talking about. And the Ichiban side is pretty fucking good. And I really, really, really like the OST to Infinite Wealth. It's a banging game. It's pretty banging. Ishin, I just wrapped this up. I wrapped up this game last night. I finished playing this game unironically less than 24 hours ago. And honestly, it is a pretty weak Yakuza game. It looks cool as hell. The box art got that Bugs Bunny type shit. That hard-ass Mafia Bugs Bunny. But do not be fooled. This game is pretty bad. The combat in it is heavily limited by the fact that you have to use weapons. Every enemy in this game, whether you're playing on easy or legend, has a weapon of some sort, like a bladed weapon of some sort that goes through your block, or a gun that you can't block, because it's a Yakuza game and you can't block guns. But that kind of blows, because the most fun style that I've played in Ishin has to be the brawler style. In my opinion, this game has the best brawler style for an Ogre Engine game that I've seen. Yakuza 0, Kiwami, 3, 4, 5. Those games don't have as good as a brawler as Ishin does. Because, I don't know, Ishin fundamentally changes it or something to where it can be super fucking fun. Gives you a parry, gives you a Akuma Stomp, and you can OTG with it. You can OTG with everything. Normal jab hits people that are laying on the ground. That's kind of silly. And it makes the style so fucking fun. Except, every enemy and boss in this game, by extension, has a bladed weapon or a gun. And you can't block those when you're using Brawler. That's the only drawback. And it, like, you would say, oh, just dodge. But, like, the dodge for Brawler significantly is worse than the dodge for any other, like, style. Because, like, in the other games, the dodge was pretty okay. This game, the dodge is significantly worse. Because it really feels like Ishin is trying to push you to use the Wild Dancer style because some guy in the room thought up, hey, what if Kiryu was a samurai with a gun? And he thought up the whole Wild Dancer style. He was like, dude, this is gonna be so fucking cool. He's gonna have like sword gun combos. He's gonna be like so cool. And he's gonna like style on homies. And like every other style feels like a complete afterthought. You get Wild Dancer, which was like the main idea, which is probably why the game was made in the first place. And then you have the sword style, which is just the sword moveset from every other Yakuza game, but now it's a style, and it has a skill tree, and you can, like, unlock certain aspects of it. Like, you can deal more damage, you get a new heat action, you get a new combo route. That's kind of lame. The gun. I don't know why they made a gun a style, because it's not. The gun's rush combo, like when you press square a bunch, or X if you're on Xbox, that doesn't stun. That doesn't combo. It's just you shooting. And it doesn't like give them a knockdown like guns normally do in the Yakuza games. You just gotta shoot them, and they don't really take a lot of damage from it. Your main thing with gun is using your special rounds, or your special ammo, which I'm like, what? Dude. You get like 5 of those. You get like 5 paralysis rounds, and you're supposed to like ration it throughout the entire game. So like, oh, you could stun enemy. Like, bro, you can't. It doesn't work. This shit doesn't hit you. Ishin has a thing where shit just sometimes doesn't hit. Like, you could be trying to grab somebody with the brawler style, and like, it just won't hit. This shit applies to guns, so sometimes your shots won't hit. Or swords. Sometimes your stab attacks won't hit. It's really ass. And I feel like the reason why is because this game is the only Yakuza game that doesn't use Ochre Engine or Dragon Engine. This game uses Unreal Engine 4. I know. They only chose the Unreal Engine 4 namesake because they wanted better lighting, which like I can get. It's for historical accuracy because most houses in that time of Japan use natural lighting to like light up the room. But like every aspect of the game gets shafted because of the engine change. Because they're using Unreal 4 and they're trying their best to make it feel like Ochre Engine. Horribly. Like, so much shit breaks. Shit you'd expect to work in various other Ochre Engine games don't work here. Shit you'd think would work in another game, it works here. Like, it's so weird. This game is one of the weakest Yakuza games. I do not like it. And oh yeah, I was talking about the styles. The brawler style, you know, funnest style. It's you know, it's got a parry where you can parry swords and shit. Shit only lasts like 5 frames. And you can't proc it on some bosses. And some bosses don't get stunned. And another thing, the tiger drop in Ishin sucks ass. You can't tiger drop any. There's like 3 bosses you can't tiger drop, and I don't know why you can't tiger drop them. You just straight up can't, and that like sucks so bad. But yeah, Ishin, the game blows. Pirate Yakuza. This game has the Nouveau. Can't pirate it. And this is just Majima's version of Like a Dragon Gaiden. The game is short, like a Dragon Gaiden. Majima gets like a sea dog style, similar to his secret agent style in Like a Dragon Gaiden. And like, the plot is short and sweet. There's got like a whole pirate sailing side mode. It's kind of boring. And the pirate ship fights are pretty dog shit in my opinion. But I think the exploration in Hawaii, that's pretty cool. That's pretty good. I like the treasure shit. I like finding treasure in Hawaii or like Madlantis. It's pretty fun. The grapple hook is pretty cool. But I probably won't replay it. Me personally, I don't give a fuck too much about Majima because Majima is like, he was in like 2 games. Yeah, you're on this one. Well, I mean, there's a DLC for him in Kiwami, but Kiwami 2. But nonetheless, if you like Majima, you'll love this game. But I didn't. And yeah, Shadbrew, what are you doing here?